My roommate said almond butter and peanut butter were basically the same thing, even though she knew I was deathly allergic to peanuts. So I spent 3 weeks making everything in her life basically the same. I'd been living with my roommate for 6 months, and she'd eaten every single jar of almond butter I bought. Every Sunday, I'd buy 1 jar that had to last the week, while she kept 3 jars of peanut butter lined up in the pantry like soldiers, completely untouched while my almond butter kept mysteriously vanishing. Peanut butter would literally kill me, and I don't know how she did it, but she made sure I never got even one bite of my safe alternative, leaving my poison to mock me. I came home from my 12-hour shift at the hospital to find her on the couch, my brand new jar of almond butter in her lap, spoon diving in for another scoop, not even trying to hide it anymore, just eating it straight from the jar while watching reality TV. The grocery receipt was still in my pocket from that morning. I asked her why she kept eating my almond butter when she had 3 jars of her own peanut butter. She looked at me like I was asking why water was wet and actually said, "It's basically the same thing," before taking another massive spoonful. I reminded her about my severe peanut allergy, how her peanut butter could send me into anaphylactic shock. She rolled her eyes and said, "God, you're so dramatic about your stupid allergy." She shrugged, licked the spoon clean, and dove back in for another bite. The phrase, "it's basically the same thing," echoed in my head all night while I lay in bed. If everything was basically the same to her, then I'd show her just how different basically the same things could be. The next morning I started small, replacing her regular coffee with decaf, keeping the original container. She stumbled around all day complaining about being tired but never made the connection. Within 3 days, I'd replaced her sugar with salt, her shampoo with body wash, her expensive vodka with water, and her toothpaste with hemorrhoid cream in a carefully relabeled tube. Monday morning, she brushed her teeth and came running out of the bathroom screaming about her mouth burning, and I innocently suggested maybe she'd grabbed the wrong tube since toothpaste and medical cream were basically the same thing. Both came in tubes after all. She started catching on when she made cookies for her study group and used what she thought was sugar. The gagging sounds from the living room were music to my ears. When she confronted me, I said, "Well, salt and sugar are basically the same thing, just white crystals, right?" That weekend, her tampons had been replaced with party poppers wrapped in identical packaging, which she fortunately discovered before disaster struck. Her deodorant became a glue stick with a printed label, and her face moisturizer became personal lubricant in a relabeled jar. The scream when she realized she'd been rubbing lube on her face for 3 days was magnificent. She tried getting revenge by swapping my almond butter with peanut butter, not realizing I'd anticipated this, and replaced all my jars with empties that I refilled each morning from a hidden stash. She tried locking things in her room, so I rehung her door to swing the opposite direction, causing her to walk into it every single morning when muscle memory kicked in. Week 2 got psychological. I replaced all her iPhone charging cables with identical looking ones for Android that obviously didn't fit. When she complained, I said all charging cables were basically the same thing. Her regular milk became sour cream in a milk carton, which she discovered by pouring it over cereal. Her fabric softener sheets became sticky lint roller sheets cut to the same size, ruining an entire load of dark clothes with white fuzz. She started shopping daily to avoid storing anything. Her chocolate syrup bottle got filled with soy sauce, discovered when she made chocolate milk for her boyfriend, and he spat it across our white wall. But the masterpiece of week 2 was her self-tanner that I'd replaced with wood stain, which she discovered only after covering her entire body and having to call in sick for 3 days, looking like a walking coffee table. The 3rd week she was cracking. She hadn't had proper coffee in days and looked like she hadn't slept in weeks. Her boyfriend was coming for their anniversary, and she'd kept all the ingredients in her locked car trunk. While she showered, I swapped her anniversary cake with an identically decorated one, made entirely of shaped foam covered in actual frosting. When she served it after dinner, his night just bounced off. She started laughing, not regular laughing, but the hysterical kind that sounds like crying. Then it turned into actual crying while her boyfriend sat there. He looked at her and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" which made her completely lose it. She stood up and screamed, "It's not the same thing. Nothing is the same thing. Almond butter and peanut butter are not the same fucking thing," before running to her room and slamming the door so hard a picture fell off the wall. I kept switching things for another day just to make sure the lesson stuck, then gradually returned everything to normal, and she never touched my almond butter again.